Son, where are you going? Leave me alone, Dad. I'm too old for you to be telling me what to do. You're not going anywhere without my permission. I hate you. Get off of me.
Joel, are you aware of the crime you committed?
I don't know what took over me.
I don't know what is wrong with you. Your father and I are just trying to protect you. Me and your father think it's best if you plead guilty and hopefully this stays in juvenile court.
All right, I have to take you in, son. All rise. 45th District Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge McIntosh presiding, is now in session. Please be seated. We are here for the debate of the State v. Joel Smith.
Will the defendant please step forward? You are charged with attempted murder in the injuries of Darnell Theodore. If convicted, you will face a sentence of up to 15 years in prison. The state charges that the force you used was unreasonable. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
The defendant pleads not guilty. May I remind the jury that before the law, a man or woman is innocent until proven guilty. For a criminal charge such as this one, the defendant must be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in order to be convicted. Does either side wish to make any opening remarks?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
We intend to prove that the defendant Joel is guilty of attempted murder. He deliberately caused the death of his father, Mr. Theodore. On Tuesday night, January 14, 1993, 15-year-old Joel attacked his father, who was sitting on the couch, stabbing him repeatedly in the chest with a pocket knife. The reason for the attack remains unclear, but they were arguing over Joel going out. Though there had been tension in the family over Joel's disrespect towards his family, his mother states that violence was never involved. Joel claims to have no memory of attacking his father. His mother describes rushing outside to her husband screaming. His father remembers being unable to identify his attacker at first because Joel attacked him from behind, then realizing it was his son and eventually tackling him to the ground. Police and medical help arrived, and both were taken to the hospital. Joel claims he didn't realize what had happened, he says, until a police officer approached him at the hospital.
Claims? Really, prosecutor?
Anywho, the state has filed fitness papers to try Joel in adult criminal court rather than in the juvenile system.
All of the juvenile violent crime that has been going on, shined on by the mass media, has discredited the juvenile court and enabled the transfer of adolescents from juvenile adjudication to adult criminal processing and punishment.
So defense, you're saying it's the medic's fault?
I'm saying that the media display juveniles as if juvenile incarceration is not enough.
How so?
It displays these kids as if they're just truthless human beings. But I've met quite a few like Joel here, who is a pretty decent kid. He just needs more guidance, and I don't believe sending him off with offenders who have committed extraneous crimes will help him.
Defense, you have to understand that many of those offenders you are describing started off as Joel. We cannot allow someone who has committed such a heinous crime do a couple of years in a juvenile detention center, then just run free.
Exactly. They started off like him, and does it look like they have gotten anywhere other than prison? When you put a juvenile in a situation with criminals, such as adult prison, they are still easily influenced and likely end up becoming involved in other crime activities. This further hinders their ability to rehabilitate after they were released.
In the past few years, I've seen the record numbers of crimes being committed by juvenile offenders. This shows how the boundaries between the two are not being taken seriously. Many of these young people are aware of just how flawed our juvenile justice system is, and use that to their advantage by committing heinous crimes they will barely get time for. Defense. By giving juveniles extremely hard sentences, it gives them the sense that there is no hope for their future and no hope of them ever becoming anything but a criminal and a convict, and that's exactly what will happen. Defense. This is what these young people risk when they decide to commit adult crimes. You can't tell me that all of these young people are really innocent.
I'm not saying that, defense, but I'm saying let's help solve a problem before it escalates.
You cannot let every young person that comes through this court just skate through. Some of them need to see what real prison is like, and maybe this will scare them away from these extreme crimes.
They will be scared of doing the time. Defense. There is a plethora of ways that judges can help these kids before they just toss them in prison. Judges in juvenile court have the authority to put them on house arrest, offer these young people counseling, or even set curfews. This will hopefully make them understand it could be worse. We can't go off of hope. Then someone like Joel may try and kill another person and succeed.
I rest my case, Your Honor.